Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to create an end-to-end flow using the AI with Playwright and TypeScript. And if you haven't aware of what exactly AI is, MCP, LLMs, agents, everything, to just cover my previous video in that I have covered clearly what exactly an LLM is and what is MCP. What is the relationship between LLM and agents, how MCP is working in agents, everything I have covered detailing. And in this video, we are going to develop a complete end-to-end flow using Playwright and TypeScript. And you just need to give the requirements in the form of acceptance criteria in a text file. And the agents will take care of the rest of the flow. It will analyze your user story, prepare the test case planning, create the scripts, generate the scripts, execute it. If there are any failures, it will heal the test cases, fix the test cases, re-execute, generate the report, and eventually it will go to the further steps that is pushing the code to GitHub and executing the test cases in the pipeline that is Jenkins. Uh, the GitHub and Jenkins parts I'm going to cover in the next video, but till report generation part I'm going to cover in this video. And welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Please subscribe and follow for more updates. And coming back to the video. Okay, so you might know how software lifecycle development is happening, especially the testing flow. So you need to gather the requirements, create the design, planning, then prepare your test cases, then execute manually, find the bugs, log it, and generate the report. So this entire flow needs to be done manually. It takes a lot of time. Okay, so that's where automation comes into picture. It's going to save you time a lot, especially in the time of regression. And to do automation also, we are spending most of our time on generating the scripts. Especially, we are spending a lot of time on programming. We are going to create every scenario manually, writing the code for every scenario and executing them. So now the trend is different. We have agentic AI, which will automatically create your test plan, create your test scripts, and develop the scripts and execute. You just need to pass your inputs in the natural English and get the output. Okay. So in this video, you are going to learn uh, the flow in 6 steps. You just need to go give the test file in the uh, user story requirements, and it will automatically read. An agent will read the requirement and generate the plans, test plan. And for that, we are going to use the Playwright agents, that is Planner. Then to develop the scripts, to generate the scripts, we are using the Generate agent, which is also Playwright. And if there are any failures, we are going to heal that using the Healer agent within the Playwright. And eventually, we are going to generate the report after execution. Okay, so these are the 6 steps I'm going to cover. And the coming to the tech stack, I'm going to use Playwright for the automation, and I'm going to use the MCP server for Playwright MCP server, which is going to generate plan and fix your test scripts. And I'm going to use the AI friendly script, that is TypeScript, for the script execution. And then I'm going to use uh, GitHub MCP also to push the code. But in this one, I'm not covering that, but I'm going to cover it in the next video. Coming to the Playwright, so Playwright has inbuilt three agents features are there. So those are test planner, test generator, test healer. So these will, automatically plan your test cases, generate your test cases, and if there are any failures because of flakiness, that can be fixed and re-executed. I can say some locator fixes or kind of flakiness. Okay. So today I'm going to cover a flow within this 6 end flows. Okay. So let's cover. Let's take a source lab application. I'm going to Google. I'm going to cover testing on this site. This is my site. I'm going to use my username passwords. So as part of the testing, I don't want it to cover the entire flow because I'm going to show you a pre-licensed GitHub Copilot version. So I don't want it to cross the limit so that we get into stuck in the middle. So I'm going to cover a simple flow, which is cart and checkout. So you just cover the functionality related to cart. You can add your cart item into cart that will be added, whether it's correctly added or not after adding the names are correctly displaying or not, and the checkout flow. Okay. So the first line and continue. So these parts I'm going to cover. Even I'm not going to write the test case. I'm just going to give the acceptance criteria. So here I created a file. Okay. So in this file, if you can see, I'm just given the details that is the source demo card and the title, description. In the description, if you see, uh, the customer will try to cover the flows related to cart and checkout functionality. And I have given the application URL followed by the credentials. Then I have given two acceptance criteria. One is related to cart review, okay, and another is to the checkout. And also I'm giving some error handling. If you are providing some invalid data and kind of things, it will cover. Okay, so these three acceptance criteria I'm going to cover as part of this tutorial. Then I'm giving some business rules and some technical notes like what technical stuff it needs to be used. Okay, and I'm also given the definition of that. So these details I have created. These are set of instructions I have given in the MD file. This is what I'm going to do. Okay. So for all this, I just need to create a project. Okay. So I'm simply going to create one folder. I'm simply going to create a folder with your test. Okay. You simply type CMD. Now I'm opening this in my Visual Studio. Okay. So here I am. So first I wanted to create a Playwright project. Okay. So simply I use Control J to open the terminal and to create a Playwright project, you can use npm image. Okay. So if you see, it's going to ask me what kind of programming language, TypeScript or JavaScript you prefer in this project. I'm going to TypeScript and I want test folder and I wanted to create a GitHub flow as well. And I want to install the browsers and it's installing. You can see the browsers are getting installed and you can see now the package is created or package of models. And this is our Playwright framework project. So the framework is ready. The next step is if you see our slides. So the first step is to uh, create the user stories. So before that, I'm going to add some MCP servers to this. So basically, we are going to use a couple of MCP servers in this. So those are Playwright MCP servers. So to add this Playwright MCP servers, I'm simply going to search the Playwright MCP server in Google, and I'm trying to access your GitHub repo. From here, I'm going to README. And you can see here the Playwright MCP server configuration is there. You just need to click on Visual Studio Code and click on Open. It will automatically give you the pop-up over here. Simply click on Install in Workspace. So this will install automatically in your .vs code studio. If you see in .vs code folder, mcp.json is created, and if you open here, the MCP server which we have added is available here. Okay. So then next I'm going to add the MCP Playwright agents. If you go to Playwright tab and you search with agents, the docs. If you go to agents, so there are three agents. You can see planner, generator, and healer. You simply copy this command and run it here. Okay. So as soon as you run, server got added here. Okay, playwright test. Okay. And if you see within this, if you go to configurations, you can see playwright and playwright test added. And within this playwright, there are more tools are available within this MCP. You can see browser click, browser close, console, evaluate. So these will be used to perform the actions. Okay, similarly, if you uh, skip playwright test, let it update. Okay, you can see here also you can have some tools related to mouse actions, navigations, reload, all these things. So these are the tools available within the MCP, which will be used to perform or generate your Playwright script. So now my setup is ready. Okay, so I'm good to go ahead. So one more thing is you just need to add your GitHub Copilot. This is mandatory. This is you need to install the plugin from the marketplace, that is GitHub Copilot chat, and you simply go to here and continue with GitHub, and it will ask you to log in. I'm going to use a different account. Use so it asks me for authorization. I can click on authorization and done. So now you can see I'm able to log in. Okay. So now you can see I'm in a good stage. Okay. So now my next step is to create the user story folder so that I can give my uh, acceptance criteria. So at the project level, I'm going to create a folder which is and inside this I already created one folder for me. I'm going to use the same file over here. So if you see here, I created these details like what user story I'm going to work, what is the description, URL, and the test credentials, acceptance criteria 1, 2, 3, business rules, and technical notes and the question point. Okay. So now my requirements are clear. Okay. Now I need you know to provide the final instructions. So final instructions I already created a file. I'm just going to use this file in the project level. And this one also I'm going to show you what I have written on here. So basically here what I written is this is going to be the you know end-to-end workflow with natural language language. So here I said the six steps execution, which agents needs to be followed one by one. Okay. So the first step will be reading the user story. Okay. So it will read the user story from file user hyphen stories, and my file name is I'm going to edit this name as per my requirement. So stem hyphen got dot edit. Perfect. I'm going to edit it actually two times edit. So going back to here. So this is the story name. Okay. I'm going to touch here it is being used. It is being used. So I'm going to touch. Okay. So coming back to the overview. So here I'm going to give the requirement. I'm telling the agents to delete the MD file for the user story. So expected output would be it should be able to understand the user story and get the list of use acceptance criteria along with the username and test credentials. Next, it's going to create the test plan this for the step two. So for the step two, it's going to use an agent that is Playwright test planner. Okay. So if you see in my Visual Studio, I have added the MCP for the test agents. So in this Playwright test, it has three agents, that is test, planner, and generator and healer. So here I'm going to use my first agent, that is Playwright planner. Okay, so this is going to create a test case planning for my uh, acceptance criteria. So it will read the application URL, it will analyze the workflow, it will understand the acceptance criteria, and here it's going to create the scenarios. I'm going to ask happy path, negative scenarios, boundary edge cases, navigation flows, view elements, etc. And whatever the test plan it's going to create, that will be placed in specs folder source demo.test plan. Okay, so it's going to create the test plan overview and ensure it has a clear test case title and giving the other instructions to the agent, okay, to be followed. And next in the step three, it's going to do some exploratory testing and also come up with some exploratory test cases and add it to the same MD file. I have set up some defined instructions and expected outputs. Then next, I'm going to generate the test scripts using the Playwright test generator agent. And here I'm going to give the instructions. Like it should read the test cases from source demo test plan TMD, the same file which I'm going to create here. The same file is going to read it and create the test scenarios and steps. And also it's going to generate the scripts for exploratory testing, which is done in the previous step. And so here I given some instructions based on what it's going to generate. For example, I'm going to use actually TypeScript. I'm going to generate TypeScript automation scripts. Here are the scenarios, and it's going to place the test cases in source demo. And here is the requirement I have mentioned. Once it is generated, this is the expectations output, and then it will execute. So if there are any failures, it's going to analyze the failures and fix them using the healer agent and update the scripts accordingly. So after completion of this step, I'm going to generate the end report, and I'm going to get how many test cases executed, passed, failed. If there are any issues, it will identify issues. And if seems to be any bugs, it's going to create those things and it will create the code coverage analysis, everything, and I will. So these are my six steps I have given. And at the end, I'm going to mention clearly a single prompt, that is the six steps needs to be performed one by one. So these six steps I mentioned here clearly so that agent will understand everything and execute. Okay. So the my next step is simple. I'm going to run the command. Make sure you put it in agent mode instead of ask, and we select this file and ask agent, can you please execute the current file and generate the test cases based on the prompts provided. And so that's it. My job is done. I simply created a project, added my user story details, and set up some rules in the QA test case that will be fine. And I'm just asking the agent to go ahead. So now the agent will uh, follow the six steps and goes to the user stories MD file, and it will analyze the acceptance criteria. It's going to create the planner file, and from the planner file, it's going to create the test cases and script the test cases, and it will execute. And it will, based on the results, if there is any failures, and it's going to fix the failures, and it's going to re-execute the test cases again. And we can also give some conditions like retry the logic for at least two times or three times, and then come out. Okay. So now running the test cases in one. Okay, I'm allowing it. Allow it. You can see the running click, running page snapshot. So these are tools within the MCP server of Playwright Test Planner. Okay, so it's going to create the plan based on the UI. You can see there is a window launched and it's analyzing your UI and trying to capture the possible test cases and create the plan. It will take quite a good amount of time, not within seconds you will get, but it will take good amount of time. But comparing to the manual efforts, it's far, far better. So it will take some time. Uh, Once it's executed, I'll continue the session again. Okay, now you can see the test plan is ready. So it's asking that test plan is saved in specs. If you expand the specs, you can see the test demo, source demo test plan.md is created. So these are properly created. Let me check it in overview. So you can see this is the cart functionality test plan. So cart and checkout functionality created specs file. This is the happy cart and these are the steps. This is a negative flow. This is a negative flow for checkout. This is the cancel at various steps. Security access. There are 1.11. So 11 test cases have been created. And the next step. Okay, now the next step is going ahead. It's trying to analyze the plan, this plan MD. It's trying to execute the steps. Now you can see the generated page. Okay, the script is getting generated now. Playwright test generator. So this is going to generate the test cases by reading this test from your test plan. Now it's running the next step, that is generating the test cases. So as soon as you generate the test cases, it will execute those test cases, and from that it will analyze the failures. And now the healer agent comes into picture, and it will analyze the failures and try to fix your healing parts, and to fix the test case and try to re-execute them again. Guys, if you see, it started exploring the test cases for exploratory testing. So let's try to find out if there are any test cases. Let's try to pick them. Yeah, so it has executed, and now it's asking this model wants to run the average past cases. So now it will execute and identify the test cases which are failed, and it will try to fix them, heal them, I can say. So here it is suggesting some changes. I'm going to accept this because once the healing is completed, it's going to fix the thing. So here comes our last step. So I think there are 17 test cases has been generated and they might have executed, and we got the report. So now currently it's executing the final step. It generated a file which is suggesting the changes to generate the change. So you can see now completed QA workflow successfully executed, and you can see step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these steps have been executed and passed. And you can see the test suite generated, that is 5 test suite test TS files, spec files has been generated with 2, 4, 4, 6, 1 test case count. And you can also see the report which is generated. And you can see acceptance criteria covered and the entire flow is completed. So now if you go to your flow, you just need to navigate to your test and you can see source demo. You can see happy path. So these are some test cases has been generated. I didn't even write a single line of code. If you see this, everything is generated by AI itself. All these words. Okay. So that's it, guys. We have generated, and let me try to open this report. Try to open this file explorer. I'm going to open the report. So now you can see this is the execution report. So in total, we have 17, 17 out of 17 passed, all 17. Okay, if you expand, you can see each step, what is being executed. Okay, and at each spec level also you can see. So these are all the test cases which are executed, and here is the final report. And you can see uh, the test plan MD. So this is the test plan MD which is generated by the planner. I have already shown you guys. And this is the test report MD which is generated. Okay, so here is the detailed report you can see. So on which date, what is the site, and how many test cases we have in total, how many test cases executed, what is the pass fail time, and execution time, and of average test case. And you can see the coverage across each acceptance criteria and at each specific aspect level, how many test cases we have with along with the steps. And you will see all the details have been logged here. And also manual exploratory testing, it has covered these features. And it detailing mentioned which file is placed at what hierarchy level and what it's going to cover. And it also uses the key locators in discovered. And we'll get the entire summary report. And so this is a quick Jira story or the MD file which I have given per card. If you wanted to generate more of this kind of test cases, you simply create another MD file with the specific set of acceptance criteria and follow the same step. And it's going to generate the test cases. If there are any common, it will generate within the same PS1 based on your business logic. And also, I'm trying to, run the test cases which are developed just now. I'm simply using npx playwright test, and it's trying to execute the test cases, all the test cases. Think there are some test cases. These are example test cases. I can delete them. They are also being executed. That's fine. Let them execute. So now currently they are executing in 10 workers. So this configuration also you can modify in your config files. So in the playwright config, you can update the worker count, retry count, or the browser configurations. Everything you can modify, or else you can ask your GitHub Copilot to modify those changes. It will do it for you. You don't need to be having the knowledge on this. Instead, you can use the GitHub Copilot and go ahead. And you can see it executed. I'm just trying to see the report. So here is the report. So in total, I have around 60 test cases, so which consists of examples where this is by defaultly generated by your playwright at the time of project creation. But my actual scenarios are from happy path, navigation, spec, and the CDs also you can enter validation specs, and spec tests. Okay. So and again, you can ask the question like we have only 17. How come the 60 are coming here? So if you see each and every test case is being executed in Chromium Firefox, and WebKit. So this you can update in your Playwright config. Here I mentioned three. You comment out these two, then it will execute in only one. That thing you can do. And that's all, guys. So as part of this video, we have covered the test case creation along with the framework without having single line of code being written by human. We just used the AI agents, MCPs, and generated the entire framework just by passing the acceptance criteria in a text format and get the HTML reports. And you can also modify if you're not satisfied with the output report or any of the features, you can also ask the GitHub Copilot to modify such changes. It will do it for you. And in the next coming session, I'm going to cover GitHub, how to push your code into GitHub using the Copilot, and also using the same Copilot, how you will create a Jenkins pipeline and execute the same set of test cases from the Jenkins build directly, or you can schedule the Jenkins builds just using GitHub Copilot. So we'll do that session. And one important note is, don't think that even if you don't have any knowledge on Playwright and all those things, you can use AI to develop everything and go ahead. But AI can develop the things, but it's not 100%. So at some extent, it might have some concerns, like if your manager or someone is asking to do some edge case scenario modification. That in such cases, you need to understand how the Playwright script works, and based on that only you can able to modify. Without that knowledge, you cannot go ahead and develop anything on using on a. You cannot completely depend on it. So that's the reason I'm also going to cover a couple of videos on Playwright basics. What are a page, browser context, and some important features of Playwright. I'm going to make a series of videos on the Playwright tutorial. So you can also go through them and get a good knowledge on Playwright, and then use the AI to increase your productivity. Here a quick recap. So what we have covered so far. So if you see the 6 steps, we just given the requirement in the form of a text file, that is your user story. So Playwright Planner agent is used to create the test cases planning, then exploratory testing. Then based on that, it generated the scripts using the Playwright generator agent. Then it executed the test cases. The failed test cases has been fixed using the healer agent. Then it generated the Playwright report. Okay. So yeah, so the key takeaways are, uh, start with the structured requirement. So the how well you are going to write give the prompts, the more efficient you will get the output. So invest time on input, what you are going to give. So the detailed input will give you the best results. So instead of giving just a random text, so you give a proper structured input, so you'll get. And MCP is the key role here. It's kind of a connectivity issue, or I can say USB kind of thing. So it will connect all your things to connect with Playwright, the planner, agent, generator, healer, GitHub Copilot, everything. So it's the key thing here. And auto healing will definitely reduce the flaky test case count. Nowadays out of 100, at least you'll get 10 to 15 flaky test cases. So that can be fixed using this healer agent. Okay. And so everything will be version. So if you are doing some changes, you can push into Git with the specific version. And next time, if you are doing the changes on top of it, again, if it is committed with a different commit ID, it will be versioned again. So it will be easy for traceability also. You can track everything based on the versions at what commit or what changes have been pushed, and you can revert at different points. So these are the key takeaways from this video session. Okay.